What's going on, guys? It's your boy No E here with Bells, and we are the podcast. Let's grab a drink.
We've been hosted tonight by our neighborhood barber, Eric and TJ, and they're here representing Trendsetters Barbershop in the Heights. So can you tell us a little bit of how you got started, or
That's a long story. That's not a little story. Well, basically, I started cutting hair when I was 11 years old. I kind of just started because I wanted to. Well, for the most part, my parents really couldn't afford for me to go to the barbershop every week, so I just started cutting my own hair. But in high school, there was so many people. High school, middle school, there was so many people, letting their friends cut their own hair. TJ did that too. He was getting his hair cut by a couple friends, and we all did that. Everybody did that. We all cut each other's hair. That was just the way of the neighborhood. We all grew up pretty close to each other, but we couldn't afford to go get haircuts. So
are y'all childhood friends?
yeah, basically. The Heights was a super close network. It seems really big now, but it wasn't back then. Yeah. And so my parents didn't want it. My dad's 82 now, turned 83, so he's like, I'm not paying $14 per haircut. Now I'd love to pay $14 per haircut. He was like, hell no, I'm not doing it. And so he's like, I'm buying this. What is that? It was everybody just shaving their head type thing, ball fade. And he's like, $14 for that? He's like, I'll do that at home. Right. So he bought me these rusty ass pair of clippers at the flea market. And when I say rusty, they were rusty. And so I stuck them with some WD-40 for like a day. And brushed it off. And we knocked it out, man. I learned how to cut my own hair. And I didn't tell everybody because, like I said, everybody was cutting each other's hair in school. And I didn't want everybody to nag me for a haircut. I don't want to live my childhood too, And so that basically started. And that was, 21 years ago. And then, right before this, me and TJ worked at Bad Boys Barbershop together, and that pretty much struck off our career.
So, Irvington?
Bad Boys Barbershop was on 290 in Beagle, in the Northwest area. It's really popular because some goes there still. Paul Wall went there back then. A lot of people, like rappers and famous people back there. Sports people. Before that, I worked at Clipper Joint for a while. That was pretty popular on the north side. But then one day it just struck I need to do my own thing, and that was 8 years ago, and that's how Trendsetters started. Before we were here 6 months ago, we were on Yale and 26th Street. It was always a really big goal of mine to open something in the Heights. We grew up here, so I was like, man, we gotta do something here. And 8 years ago, there was nothing in the Heights, nothing. It sounds so close, but it was so far ago. And in 8 years, the Heights grew so fast. You look at the Heights now and you don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
The main streets we grew up on, you don't recognize them.
All the housing, they need to rebuild and remodel.
We don't even have alleys anymore. Heights was really popular for alleys. I used to ride my bicycle up and down the alleys every day as a kid.
After Harvey, I moved around the area, and I remember one of my good friends. She's like, dude, I've lived here all my life, and now my neighbors are looking at me like, what are you doing here? Bitch, I lived here all my life. You feel that?
We get that a lot, man. We go to a lot of neighborhood bars. We like supporting local businesses, so we try to stay as local as possible, whether it's food, clothing. We deal with a lot of clothing. Everybody that we support is pretty local, whether it's the Heights or just Houston in general.
Right.
And man, I go to these local bars, and the new people to the Heights are like, oh, I've been living here for 5 years, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's amazing,
Good for you, buddy.
And everybody has that aspect, all the old timers are out, the people that couldn't afford it are out. But I don't look at it that way, I tell everybody, the same reason we moved out of Yale. I would like to say that we outgrew Yale, but it didn't work that way. They outgrew us. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all a part of the growing process. And we were blessed to come to Maine, and man, we love it here. The building's way different, a lot of aesthetics to it. And
people around the shop.
Yeah, they're just as humble, if not more humble, than being closer in the Heights.
So you're talking about local businesses here in the Heights. Have you seen that? Heights residents, old school residents, actually coming back in and having those businesses, or do you see more outsiders coming in?
Now it's more outsiders. I think it's more corporate now. You got a lot of Austin's business moving in, and Austin's a big city, and they're pushing in from Houston, Dallas, everywhere. The market is big in general, but I do know a lot of business owners personally, and a lot of them do come from the neighborhood, and that's pretty cool because, you know, they reach out before anybody.
Right.
You know, they're like, hey, you know, I just wanted to come shake hands with a local business owner or, you know, see what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And we're the same way. Like, as soon as, you know, something new pops up, we shoot over there really fast, you know?
But I do notice the beautiful thing about the Heights is it's right next to downtown, but it has a small town feeling. Like,
It does.
even, like I said, the few months that I lived here.
It's like a town inside of the city.
It is. Everybody, there was a newsletter of like new neighbor alert. I'm like, wow, like
19th Street is like the downtown of the Heights. Like, where a lot of stuff
it's just a bus right away.
Yeah,
Like literally,
everything.
like 3 stops and you're in downtown. It's crazy.
That's crazy you say that because I always tell them, like, man, when I was a kid growing up in the Heights, my dad always said, like, as soon as gas turns $1, we're not going anywhere. And he meant that shit. Like, I'm serious. Like, when it was like 97 cents. And that's crazy. That makes me feel so old saying that. But it was 97 cents. And he's like, as soon as it turns $1, we're not going nowhere. So we would catch the number 8 on North Main and shoot straight downtown. And we did that for about a year until he finally like, okay, I guess it ain't dropping back down. So we did that for a good while. That's it's all a good part of growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, now.
I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
I'm still trying to get how y'all two met. Because y'all keep talking about, you know, when we were young.
We kind of like connected more in high school, but like I said, everybody from the Heights knew each other. So like even though we didn't really hang out before, we all knew each other. Like it was all like a road.
That's pretty much what it was. It was when like what was my junior year or your senior year. Yeah, like I started hanging around more around that time. They took me to prom with them. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out. Then ever since then, you know, he started cutting my hair after that, and that's really where it was. You know, we kept it cool, more mutual. And when I started cutting hair, he started giving me more tips, kind of started listening to me up, kind of opened more doors for me in order to be better, in order to put me in better positions. So
like you were under his wing, all in a way.
Yeah.
I think that's all barbers though. Like we kind of all fall under each other's wing. As much as we don't like admit it, like there's always somebody that kind of shot us a shot. You know what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Because like that's all it is. Like we're just like a bunch of like young people trying to make a way for each other, and the only way is the person in front of us. You know, and we're not trying to skip the line. We're just trying to, hey, you know, you can shoot. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of money in the industry, and I think that's pretty important. Because the young people, you know, they service the industry just as much as the old people do. They'll help us grow just as much as we'll help them grow.
Is there a struggle with keeping up with
Hell no, I don't think so.
styles? No? Is that what keeps it fun?
Nah, I think
Your smile is a lot.
I think that's the fun part, the funny part of things, you know? Like,
You say because it's funny because you saw our surprise.
yeah.
Like we hear that it is a struggle.
Yeah. No.
I mean, style's a style. It's kind of like drawing. Like if you see it, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like it's not. There's not no particular way or certain tools.
For sure.
Usually, man, I use 2 pairs of clippers. I use the Edgers and the Masters, and that's really all I need. With the comb and like up to like the 4 guard, and I can do just about any haircut I need. You know what I mean? Like it's the barber really. You know what I mean?
You get a lot of like, I want this.
Yeah, we get that, but man, a lot of people sit in your chair and they say, I want this, and they don't know what they want.
Yeah, like they can have like hair like, I guess you would say like mine, like real curly, thick hair, and ask for a haircut like Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, your hair's not gonna look like that. I can try. We can do our best, but at the same time, it's not gonna look like you want.
So you let it know, like you're expecting something.
And a lot of times when they sit down, we know what they want before they even say anything. Well, the pattern doesn't go away. Like, the pattern doesn't go away at all. Like, as soon as they sit down, like, I can tell you what kind of haircut you get before you even tell me, you know? And that's not gonna change. Every customer, you know, our hair grows slow, so it's just the same thing over and over and over again. I guess it's just like a job. If you do paperwork, as soon as you look at it, same paperwork.
Yeah, but I think the new styles is what's keeping everyone interested. You know what I mean? It keeps people, you know, the new material that you can use in order to make the haircut look that much better. It's just kind of creating a new wave inside of the industry that just keeps it going. And, you know, like, I guess you would say, just making it bigger. You know what I mean? Yeah, so.
I think the haircuts don't change too much. I think the customers change more, you know? Like, the customer's attitude, the different people that are coming into town.
What's the biggest change you've had to adapt to when it comes to people?
I don't know. That's a good question. There's not too much. I'm a good adapter, so.
Because you've gone from different areas.
For sure. I don't know. I mean, I think it's cake. I think once the experience is your experience. So, like, it's just adjusting. It's not really adapting to anybody too much. It's just, you know, small language traits and, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's nothing major.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah, man, me and him laughed when y'all said that. And I think it's the same thing. Like, I think experience, matters a lot in this industry. A lot of people come in thinking it's going to be really easy. Right. And they're like, oh, I can do this and make thousands of dollars a week. And it's very possible, but experience makes a big difference.
Yeah. And it's really the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Some people don't like it. Especially new barbers. They'll sit in for about like a 10-hour day and probably work in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? But in 3 hours, you're making more money than anybody would make in a regular day. You know what I mean? So it seems kind of long. You know what I'm saying? Or you decided to come in the last 3 hours that you made the money, and those other hours you come in, you missed your money there.
When you say with the hustle, like, does that include like putting it on social media?
Yeah, like, I mean, the footwork always matters.
That's a joke in itself too, though.
Because everybody uses social media. It's such a big platform. But
social media is a good platform, but at the same time, like, I think it's misused in its own way. Like,
it could be.
Yeah, for sure.
How so?
Because, like, okay, so I could go ahead and I don't do tattoos, but if I have a nice marketing, I can just go on social media, post a couple pictures. Now I'm a great tattoo artist, And I think that's where the barber industry has gone. There's not a lot of great barbers. There's a lot of good Instagram barbers, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's where we're at today in our life, in this generation, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it does affect, our old hustle, but I mean, hey, like, we're smooth talkers, so it ain't gonna change anything. We're charismatic people,
And I think what you said earlier when we first met, which was before the cameras went on, you said, we will not change even if the customers ask. You're true to the character of what you stand for.
For sure.
And I feel like that in itself, like, using social media, there's no way it can backfire because you're being genuine. You're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're very careful on what we do post on social media just because of the backlash. Like, I mean, I'm not going to put I'm a Nazi supporter or, Hitler or vote Trump or anything. Right. But, today we're real sensitive on everything, politics, everything. So, but, I mean, when you walk into my shop or, our shop, as like I call it, like I never call it my shop because I don't feel like it's my shop. I feel like it's our shop, and as far as the barbers and the customers, I never say like, you rarely hear me say it's my shop. Like, I never claim that. It is our shop, and it's me, the guys, and the customers. Like, it's our shop. I created it to make it our shop, and I never bite my tongue for nobody. So when you walk in that door, it's no holds bar. Like, hey, I'm sorry. Like,
it's always easy, but that goes both ways. Like, customers comes in and they start getting a little crazy. Like, we can joke with them as long as you can joke back.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's never anything personal.
Yeah, we're never gonna shoot shots that are gonna offend somebody totally.
Just between each other. Because I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard the lady, I didn't have a name, but she did a good shot at someone.
That was a good one. She's
I even told her, I'm like, she said, well, I know she was talking to you. She was like, you need to change your voice because your voice can be annoying. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I'm like, that must be like very family oriented.
I get it. I mean, I don't ever, like I said, I won't ever, once you cross that line, I mean, it's no holds barred. And I got that from the old shop that I worked at. When we worked at Bad Boys, man, we would kill each other. And we would kill each other. We would even eat each other's lunch, like, without us. Like, but they had a big sign that said no profanity, and everybody respected that.
Okay.
So, like I said, we respect each other to the fullest. Like, well, if anybody comes harm's way, we have each other's back, and that goes a long way. Because even when we're out,
I'm curious.
Respect each other.
Would y'all talk shit to the sports guys that would walk in and everything?
What sports guys?
Some like Thug and them like.
Yeah, man. Some Thug, man. We were really good friends with those guys. So, and I mean, I worked there for 6.5 years. He worked there just as long. And so we hung out at some Thug's house. Played basketball with Steve Francis. Like, those things were just things that we did, and it was normal then. I was a lot younger than I started there when I was 20 years old, so it was really cool back then. And I mean, now I probably wouldn't do it. It's nothing that interests me now. I got my own kids now, and I don't even listen to that music anymore. So, I mean, it takes a lot to starstrike me because I was around that for so long. And
you start learning to just earn it.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, same thing with like say something like shoot the shit, he would play the same way back. You know?
Yeah, we would burn everybody, man. We burn everybody. And I'm sorry about burning some people that didn't like it. Not just all the time. Yeah, no.
You're good, man.
No, like,
I'm glad you never had to go when I've been drunk.
some people get offended, you know?
Nowadays.
Like last week, man, we had a guy that came in and I was telling him about one of my customers and I was like, yeah, my customer and his boyfriend this and, you know, him and his husband and I don't think he was liking where I was going with the conversation. I was like, hey man, like, I don't suck dick, but he sucks dick, like, you know, like, it's all cool. Yeah, you know, like, hey man, just keep your lips off me and we're good, you know? But this is one of my good friends, and you know, so it didn't bother me to talk about my friend this way, you know, because you know, at the end of the day, I don't care where his mouth's at, you know, we still hug. You know, at the end of the day, like, hey, we just hug like this, you know. No, man, I love everybody, man. I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. I love everybody, so I don't care what color you are, what's your sexual preference, and like I said, when you cross that door, we don't care either. So none of that matters to us, and we try to keep that vibe as much as we can.
That's a good name. Like what made Trendsetters?
Man, that's a tough one, and you know, I try to explain that to a lot of people, but I think it's just a lifestyle of growing up. You know, growing up in the neighborhood, we had everybody try to make a name for themselves, and that was in general, whether you know you were breakdancing, whether you were a graffiti artist, like everybody tried to make a name for themselves. Barbers, like. I really wanted to name my shop Heights Barbershop a long time ago because, like I said, working on 290, everybody's like, oh, you live in the Heights? Like, that was a big deal. And they talked about it like it was a whole other community. And for me, it wasn't. So I was like, man, like, let's go with something more unique. Right. And I was like, oh, maybe the blueprint, you know, because the blueprint is like barbershop is the blueprint of a community, you know? You get married, go get your haircut, you know? Job, go get your haircut. You know, everything it's a blueprint, you know? The haircut's a blueprint. But one of my buddies opened a shop called The Blueprint, so I was like, you can't shoot for that. You know, I don't want to step on his toes. And then everything else just sounded so corny.
The Heights Barbershop.
Heights Barbershop is cool. I mean, it just sounds too corporate. It wasn't us, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
I think it would have blended in with every other Heights.
For sure, for sure. Well, back then there was no Heights.
True.
Like 8 years ago, nobody was doing what we're doing. Like, there was no barbershops in the Heights 8 years ago besides Doug's Barbershop, Studio Barbershop. I mean, those are literally pillars in the community.
Right.
Those things have been there for 35 years, and we respect that. And but we won't live into it.
Because it's kind of like favorite.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love the name.
We just do our own thing. We're not worried about what everybody else is doing. We're not worried about what the next guy's doing.
Like, it literally came from just growing up being us. Like I said, you know, being a b-boy, graffiti artist, whatever you were just trying to start a trend.
Yeah.
And we weren't really following other trends. We were just trying to start our own thing, you know.
And I love it. I love especially the fact that y'all we're alumni from the same school. Shout out to Reagan High School.
Yeah, Reagan High School.
Now known as Heights High School, but we don't consider that the same.
Yeah, no.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it, but
I would like an old school Reagan shirt, you know.
I still got
my Hamilton gym shorts. Those things were small, but those are my speed now, you know.
Yeah, that's what you got to sleep in.
But what I've always noticed that I think our high school was different in a lot of ways, you know. You go to different states, you go to different states.
It was a melting pot of it.
It was, and I feel like even though you had the goths, you had the music, you had the outfits, whatever.
Other kids with the spiky hair.
Yeah, like we all still came down together, and even now I see it, and that was one of the main reasons why we started this podcast. Was just from the get-go, our friends, our high school friends, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, you had a lot to talk about.
I mean, whether it's bakery or barber or like anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of business owners from Reagan.
For sure.
And it's funny you mentioned how the fact that everybody was doing their own thing.
That just shows you like where our mindset was. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody comes from the same place, so we know we can take it out. You know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily saying like the Heights was it is now because it definitely wasn't. You know, you had fucking crack houses on just about every corner. You know what I'm saying? Prostitutes walking the streets. Like it wasn't that good of a place to be.
Social.
Yeah. My bad.
Some respect,
So I mean, you grow up in that. You know what I mean? Anybody who wants better for themselves is gonna do what they have to do. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot has to do with we weren't trying to compete with each other, you know. You know, in our own sense we were, but high school had a lot of famous people coming out of Waldrop High School. I was like, and they're pretty known for that. I was like, Reagan, I was like, I don't know too many. I know, don't get me wrong. I do know a lot of losers who went to Reagan. I do know a lot of, I do know a lot of entrepreneurs. No, I do know a lot of entrepreneurs.
You gotta make your own way.
Yeah,
everybody has a passion.
Yeah, for sure. We all grow, you know? And I know a lot of people, a lot of, hustlers or a lot of people that really made a name for themselves in every industry, some good DJs that came out of Reagan,
Yeah.
some even construction work, man. A lot of people would look down on construction work, but those people make a lot of money, man. And it's a hard job to do, and I considered doing construction work before I started cutting hair. My dad did it his whole life. He was a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. So, hey, I can't go wrong.
What I do without this, I'm just about every other job.
Yeah. So would y'all consider hair cutting or cutting hair? What's that called? Barbering?
Barbering is the correct term.
Okay.
Yes,
Is there a passion behind it for y'all?
Yeah.
Or just a money maker?
It holds a big place in my heart because I've always been about chasing the money. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was able to make me profit, I was able to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like I said, I've had just about every other job. I work retail, I work security, I work in the oil field, I work forklifting jobs. I work just about everything you can do. You know what I mean? And I just came to the conclusion that I don't like working under somebody that's just going to be hovering. You know what I'm saying? Just telling you how to move, when to move. You know what I'm saying? What to do. It kind of bothers me. You know what I mean? This has been the only thing that I've been able to do to like be able to keep my lifestyle,
make money, and enjoy it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I think that it's became a blessing in its own way. So it holds a special place in my heart. It's got me.
I think most people in life, they never get to that point.
That's a hard spot.
They clock in, clock out, go home, or just never enjoy it.
I recommend anybody young that's out there trying to do anything, man, just find something you like and turn profit. You know what I mean? Like
touching base on that. For somebody that's watching that wants to start a barbershop, or from the very beginning, what triggered you to, or what triggered both of you?
There's a little 11-year-old watching, maybe.
What triggered you to say, aside from that? So you said you wanted to have fresh cut, you wanted to just do it, but then
the industry in itself, like, man, you go to a barbershop, you're up to date with everything as soon as you walk in the barbershop. When everybody comes to me, they say, hey, what's going on in the neighborhood? And I have an answer for them all the time.
Yeah.
And it's because, people come and check in the barbershop. They're opening nowadays we got Nextdoor app and we got Facebook, and we didn't have all that back then. So the barbershop was the Nextdoor app. It was the Facebook. It was a community,
It's a discussion.
And I think that, like, the whole family of it, everybody, man, when we see our customers coming on Friday, or, our Friday customers, we consider them more family just because those have been coming for Friday for every the last 10, 15 years. And those are like, our Friday regulars.
Right.
So, man, you see them come in, they shake everybody's hand and walk in and like, hey, this is what's going on in my life, this is what's going on in their life. Right. They come check in, and then that gives us ammo for the next client that walks in. And that whole aspect of it, I think that really triggers me.
What's the first step in opening a shop? Like how did you come around to it? Like actually,
oh man,
I guess what made you get away from Bad Boys and go off on your own?
First was location, man. You gotta find a location you think that's good enough, cheap enough. Because you gotta understand, when I say cheap enough, you gotta do something that's affordable. Like we talk about, we were just talking about the barbershop for a little bit already, and it sounds fun. It's all cool and it's all sugar coated, and it's not like that, man. It's a struggle every day. I gotta make sure before you open a barbershop, you gotta make sure you have clientele. You have enough clientele for every chair in your shop, because not only do I have to pay my bills, they gotta pay their bills too.
Right.
And everybody has to eat.
How do you handle that? Like, for example, like me, there's somebody that I've gone to cut my hair forever.
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, if that person moves, I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, sure.
But if they're not available, I'm gonna wait. So how do you handle that? Like, for example, you're saying having enough clientele for everyone.
One of us has to take an L, right? I take some L's, man. Like it doesn't and sound, you know. I mean, he does it too as the manager for the shop. I mean, I notice him all the time. You know, sometimes we just sit back and say, hey, go to this person. And, you know, of course, we would like to make that extra $50 or $20, whatever the client pays. And everybody likes extra money, so we could eat that all day, but a greedy person never gets to eat all the food, you know? Eventually you're gonna get full, you know? And at a certain point in life, you figure it out that, you know, money isn't everything, and sharing wealth with other people is a better blessing than just trying to take it all for yourself. And I learned that more recent than I would like to. It took a lot to learn that, but, you know, sometimes I'll sit at home and I don't have a bunch of money in my pocket or a bunch of money in my bank account. I'm like, man, I should go to work today. But then I think, like, hey, well, if I go to work and cut, you know, X amount of clients, then the guys won't have nobody, or, you know, they won't be able to eat lunch.
But that says a lot about you and the loyalty that your coworkers have.
Yeah, for sure. And we all do it together, you know. It's not just me. We all share it. We spread love, you know. You know, some of us sit back and let, you know.
I mean, the bottom line is everybody has to eat.
Yeah. I'm this much. It's me, him, and 3 others, so 5. Yeah, 5 for right now. We got an empty chair. Empty chair, we're not in a rush to fill it up. I mean, it would be cool to fill it up. That's extra money in our pockets, but, I mean.
It's the process of finding someone that you envision working their heart.
It is. It's more of finding somebody to work is easy.
Right.
That's really easy. Everybody wants to cut hair. Everybody wants to be a
I'm
stylist.
thinking because, you know, almost not to say that it's easy, but like you said earlier, there's barbers in every corner.
Yeah.
But how do you find, like, what makes someone stand out and say you're someone that I want to work next to?
I don't really base off skill because honestly, it sounds kind of crazy because I own the shop, but if you cut next to a bunch of good people, you're gonna turn good, and we have that trait.
You
like,
pick up on
exactly. We could teach anybody. I always tell everybody I can teach how to cut hair in 10 minutes, and I stand behind that. And it's not just me boasting or anything. It's just, you know, years of experience. You know.
You want to volunteer?
It's just years of experience, man. We've been doing it so long, and that just doesn't come with years of my experience. You know, I've been cutting hair 21 years. I'm only 32 now, so it sounds like a lot.
I'm only 32.
I'm only 32. But when you
start saying that too.
Yeah, but when you say 21 years, it sounds like, damn, he's 50. You know, like, no, yeah, I started at 11 years old. That's just like hearing a chick saying, I have a 19-year-old kid, and I'm only.
My wife, she's 35, and her kid's turning 18 this year.
You hear it all the time, and it sounds kind of crazy, but when you start young, you know, you get a lot of experience in life. But like I was my experience is backed by people, you know, the people I sat under for years, you know, 6.5 years, we worked at Bad Boys, those guys had, you know, 20 years of experience on top of them. So when I say I got 21 years of experience, I probably got 45 years of experience because I had their 21 years of experience on top of my, you know. So it's not just me, you know, saying, you know, I'm good. No, I'm good because we came from some great people, you know.
So we surrounded ourselves with very, very
we were lucky for that. We were real lucky. People didn't get those opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of people out here that cut hair. There is, but when you could say you cut hair with some Hall of Famers, you know, those.
Right. I think we've cut with some of the best in the city.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So,
you guys still keep in touch with them, or just?
Oh yeah.
Shout out to them.
He keeps in touch with them a lot more than I do.
Man, I keep in touch with everybody.
He does.
Not my ex-girlfriends.
That's hilarious.
No, but I try, man. If I could, you know, I keep in touch with every barber I've ever met, and I try to stand by because I see them on social media, and I'm like, you know, I bump into them, you know, when they're doing side gigs. Like a lot of barbers make their money doing house calls. That's big money in house calls. There's a lot of money in house calls.
They charge more, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can make the same amount of money inside the barbershop, but it's a good resume, you know?
Yeah.
You go cut hair, you cut, you know, this guy for $150, but this guy may shoot you, 5 other people with that amount of money,
Right.
And those are the ones, those are the killers that really make that six-figure.
You said that, and that reminded me of somebody that I know, Gerardo Draco. Yeah, he was Draco too. He would do that. But yeah, that's something that I had never heard of until that.
Yeah, that's a thing, man. It's a real big thing, man. Like I said before, Bad Boys, I worked at Clipper Joint, and Clipper Joint was a cool spot. It was a cool north side spot.
59 and.
Clipper Joint was right here in the north side. They started off Calcade at 410, and they moved to Everton 610. A couple locations. He bounced around a little bit, but man, everybody that came out of Clipper Joint are killers, and they all own their own business, and that's pretty cool about that. And the same for going. All those guys were pretty experienced, and they're all doing really good now, and Bad Boys, they all did really good, and now we're setting our own stone, and I see other businesses that I pass by and it says like 90 years in business. I'm like, wow, I may not want to cut there for 90 years, but it'd be kind of cool to keep the Trendsetters name going for 90 years.
What
legacy.
What about your kids? You said you got some kids. Are they looking at maybe?
I have 2 daughters. I mean, my daughter was joking around Saturday when she comes to work all the time. His daughter was just here. We keep our kids pretty close to us. We're family men, and that's pretty important to me. I used to work, as much as I could. I don't know how long hours. I never clocked into a job, but I would say about 60 hours a week I used to work. I'm trying to keep it to about 24 hours a week, and
nice. That's a blessing right there. I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. And
stay with your family.
Yeah, and it's all for family.
Can you teach me how to do that? Yeah, I don't know. Wait a minute. Can we do 5 minute YouTube video? Oh my god. Challenge video.
Your experience or 90 years shop right there, like you showing interest in.
I don't know. I'd rather build the entrepreneurship in my kids than the actual the neighbor being a barber.
This is your passion. Maybe they have another passion.
They choose and that's what they choose. But you want them to be able to learn how to grind.
I would like to build more of an education in my daughter, and entrepreneur education. Hey babe, this is cool, and I love that you see dad working every day, but make sure. If she wants to open a barbershop and, call it Trendsetters just to keep the name going, or whatever she wants to do, just open a salon or whatever she wants to do, I'd rather her being the owner than the actual worker.
Gotcha.
Working here is cool. It's fun. We love it, but it's what we like to do. I wouldn't pressure her. It's just like religion for me. I always said, regardless of what religion I pick, I wouldn't want to pressure my kids in any religion. So I'd like to carry that over with her too.
That's a good mindset for kids.
He just found out he's having a girl.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
It's not that bad, man. You'll never experience it.
I'm a girl dad, man. I rock with the girls.
Well, I mean, I love all the girls. If I can have another with you.
Nah, man. And now that Michael Jackson's dead, I wouldn't mind having a little boy.
He turned on minority kids.
I just saw that documentary.
I would not watch that, dude.
That's the first episode. I stopped it. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
I was
Me too.
why would y'all do when he's dead? We were talking about this the other day. He looks at me like, you did good. I'm like, yeah, but why now? The dude
It's really all about the money, man.
It is.
Views and shit.
I'm looking at it.
I just cringe this shit. I finished watching it yesterday. The last 10 minutes of the first episode, it was like, oh,
sick.
Shit.
It was like
the details and everything.
Man, I was really tight growing up with my dad, and just like I told you, we keep our kids pretty close to us. Our kids are always here. And it's not because we don't have nobody to watch them. We can throw them in daycare, that's all fun. But yeah, I mean, do everybody else does. Throw them in daycare until not to watch you, whatever. But man, I like having my kid here. She rocks with me, and I used to rock with my dad really hard. Growing up, my dad, we have a huge age gap. My dad turns 83 this year. I turned 33 this year, so that's a huge age gap. 50-year age gap. He had me when he was 50 years old. But man, speaking of MJ, man, my dad every day he would take me to the garage, and he had a big old record player. It was one of the big old wood dresser looking things, and we would just jam, like, Jackson 5, he'd just be there cleaning the garage. I'd just be sitting there and stupid, not knowing what's going on. Like, hey, what's this tool? What's this tool?
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I thought I was going to be a construction worker. I was just sitting there playing with his tools all the time.
Those are good memories, though.
Yeah, sure.
You're saying that, and it reminds me of when my dad was alive. Like, he would be changing the brakes on the structure, so I'd be right there, like, watching, not knowing what the fuck I was doing, but hey, hand me this. And you're there trying to figure out which one. Hey, say it. He's like, oh shit, okay.
So you got to change brakes now, though, right?
Yeah.
I need an oil change. Now that we're on top.
That's connected to the brakes, right?
What's that? The blinker fluid. The blinker fluid.
Your oxygen fluid is low.
Yeah, those are all memories that set in stone, man. Like, none of this would have been created if it wasn't for my parents. Like, they were a pain in the ass.
What do they think about Trendsetters?
Man, honestly, I don't think they think much of anything. Either that, or they don't share much.
They keep it bottled up.
Oh man, they come over here every day. I love my parents.
You're not
His mom's so funny. She just knows no filters, bro. Like his dad just comes in, looks real laid back, but his mom will just go off. Like,
My dad's from San Antonio, so he's chill. Like my mom's family, they're from Rockport, Texas. Man, we grew up in Rockport. We love it out there, but man, my mom's she's a pit bull compared. She barks real loud. She'll talk shit to everybody.
She's probably really small too.
Yeah. Man, she barks loud. She talks. She probably gonna get mad on time about it. I can't believe you're
My ears are hurting. What was wrong?
No, she's very helpful. Both of my parents are. Man, when we're relocated here, we're working on the shop. It was me. His cousin did some electricity work for us. We were on top, trying to figure out, the wires and all kinds of. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I was trying to help. Yeah. And my dad was standing there. He's 82. He said, "Man, I wish I could help you get on that ladder, but I can't, physically." And I was like, so I got off the ladder. I was like, "Man, Dad," I was like, "You did help me." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I haven't helped you done nothing." I was like, "Well, you're the one who embedded all this in me, whether it was, the actual knowledge of knowing what I'm doing or just, the trade,
Just starting and doing it.
Yeah, man, every morning growing up, we went to Burris Elementary as a kid over on, right behind the Whole Foods on Yale. And, man, it was a rough neighborhood back then. We walked to school and seen everybody selling drugs, and it was just really crazy. We grew up in Sunset Heights. Sunset Heights was a little different from the Heights. It was a little rougher, but, man, every morning he would wake up and he would give us breakfast every single morning. And I don't care if we got drunk the night before, didn't come home. He made sure to come home in the morning to make us breakfast, and that was pretty cool. So that alone, it made me who I was today. And I kind of try to push that on everybody, even if it's not my kids. I'm like, the person in my chair, I try to, push everything I can. Everything he taught me, I try to push it in people. Yeah, for sure.
The good lesson and all that good stuff.
Man, you meet so many people, and that's the best part about cutting hair. You meet so many people, so many different stories, good and bad.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
so many different people, different personalities, different ideas, different thoughts, opinions. It's crazy to kind of pick a person's brain and just see how different they are. You know what I mean? And in a way, as a barber, you can do so. You know what I mean? People open up to the barbers as if we've been in relationships.
Too much, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure because of that, people open up to you. You guys, your minds are that much more open because you're getting all these different opinions, different worldviews.
I think to be a good barber, you have to have an open mind. You know what I mean? You have to be willing to be introduced to just about anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And find a comfortable way to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's tricky to handle people. You know what I mean? And saying the wrong thing in the wrong tone can kind of trigger something.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So just kind of getting the adjust of just what to say, how to say it, when to say it. You know what I mean? It just becomes a pattern. You know what I mean?
I'm sure y'all come across situations where y'all had to diffuse something. You can leave out names or we can bleep them out.
Well, we've had
some juicy stories.
We've had our run-ins. I mean, we've had some fun times, and I think the times we could talk about are the more the more personal things. But you know, the ones that are fun are the ones, you know, when the customer cries in your chair or something. Yeah, it gets there. I mean, we get real personal with our customers, and that's years of relationship building, though, you know, if you sit in my chair right now, you probably won't tell me your deepest, darkest, but
I'll tell you.
but, you know, if I've been cutting your hair for 10, 15 years, you're going to tell me what you like, and, you know.
What's going on with you?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm guilty of the same way, you know. I tell my customers stuff, and, you know, sometimes it jerks me and tears me up sometimes, and I'm like, man, like, and I have to catch myself. I'm like, damn, like, did I really just tell dude all my business, you know? Like, but, you know, you get comfortable. Yeah, just like I'm sure you do with your stylist and stuff like that. And, I mean, it happens, and that's a good part about it, you know?
So let's touch base on that. What customer have you had the longest?
Oh, man, that's a lot of them. Mostly all my customers. You know, I remember cutting mostly all my customers since they were in 8th grade. Now they got kids, and their kids have kids, you know?
I still got a lot of clients out there that charge $5 for their hair.
Yeah, that's crazy too, you know?
It's just those are some people that help me get where I'm at. You know,
Yeah, you know that name.
You know, I guess your best promotion for you is you're walking over your client.
Yeah,
right.
Somebody sees them in the gym or at the grocery store or anywhere. Hey, man, where you get your pet?
Yeah, it never dies. Like, even when you think you're not relevant anymore, like, you know, I get customers all the time, and, you know, I have a customer from Montgomery, Texas that came today, and he's like, man, you know, people still ask me where I get my haircut every week, and I was like, and that was my first client this morning. I was like, you know, it kind of struck me because I'm like, man, I've been cutting your hair for, you know, 10 plus years, and, you know, they're still asking you that. And
It never gets old.
yeah, we're relevant, you know. I mean, we may not have 10,000 followers. We don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram, and that's cool. But you know, our bills are paid, you know, our kids are happy, and all that. You know,
You have a loyal customer base.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
sure.
very important. That's how I heard your name, you know, from Grady. He's like, dude, he's always got my hair.
And you know, those guys on Instagram that had 10,000 followers, like I said, those are just Instagram barbers. You know, that's cute. You know, like at the end of the day, like it's just one of those things. Like we used to say, big bank take little bank. You know, I'll put my haircut against your haircut any day. You know, that's just how we ride. We're pretty confident in our trade.
Well, you at least get one more follower, but what's the handle?
We're not there yet, man.
I got 50.
Our Instagram is Trendsetters HTX. It used to be Trendsetters Heights, and you know that was pretty cool for a while.
Okay.
And we liked that. I mean, but then everything started popping up like Heights this, Heights that. And I was like, man, fuck them.
Yeah.
And even then, like I was like, damn, Trendsetters HTX. I didn't want to bite off of that ATX thing from Austin, but when I tried to switch it back to just Trendsetters, somebody had already took that. So I was like, all right, we'll settle for Trendsetters again.
It's awesome. It's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and by that time, people were already biting on it, so I was like, hey.
So Trendsetters HTX.
Correct, yeah.
Only on Instagram, or you got it on Facebook?
We have a Facebook now. I don't like to play with Facebook too much. Man, personally, you know, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have any social media. Social media ruins relationships. And it takes over your personal time in your life, man. You go to your restaurant and you see everybody just like on social media, like, you know, everybody got to Snapchat everything. Facebook
take a picture right before you buy it.
Sure.
Hey, if you don't have it on your gram, that ain't happening.
Yeah, and that's just the way life is now, and that's cool, man. I remember, you know, when I started cutting hair, we used to be outside shadow bar and toe bar, passing out cards, you know, shaking heads, you know, and that was the hustle back then, you know. And you know, I'll never forget that. I'm a handshaker, I'm a hugger. Like, hey, if I meet you, we gotta shake hands and hug. Like, and that's just the way I am, and that's built most of my clientele, just that genuineness. Like, hey, you know, and I'd rather shake hands with you than meet you on Instagram any day.
Yeah,
we do get a lot of Instagram clientele. You know, that's cool. I like that too, but it's not who we are. It doesn't define us. Like, social media will never define us. Social media is, you know, it's a cool platform, but it won't define who we are. Like I always tell everybody, man, you know, I'll give you your first haircut free, but you gotta come check out the shop to see who we really are. Like, it might not be for you, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, I got a client yesterday, and you know, he seemed a little too upbeat for us, and you know, he had a $700 dress shirt on. And I said, he kept talking about the salon he went to, and I kept saying, hey man, you know, we're not perfect, and you know, we're never gonna be perfect. We may not answer the phone sometimes. We may show up late, and that, you know, that's just who we are. And I don't have to explain that to you, but you know, when you walk through that door, you're gonna get a good ass haircut, and that's all that matters to us. You know, we're gonna shoot the shit, we're gonna get comfortable with you, and hopefully you get comfortable with us and come back. But if you don't,
it's not
Nobody likes to lose money, but at the same time, we want to, just like when I spend my money, I like spending my money places that appreciate it.
Right.
You know, and I want you to feel the same when you spend your money with us. And that's more important than anything. You know, of course, we take some losses. I mean, ain't no wrong with taking losses. Everybody takes a loss here and there.
I think the relationship is the biggest part of the barber-client, situation, because I've seen some really good barbers, some damn good barbers, just nobody quit because they couldn't either have the social skills or they couldn't handle the hustle. I've seen some mediocre barbers have hella clientele who damn good just because they had a good mouthpiece. You know what I mean? Because they knew how to relate, because they knew how to talk, because they knew how to ask questions. It was I guess you would say their career was a lot different than people that actually had time.
For sure.
So I think it's a big deal. You know, being able to connect and have that kind of communication with your customers, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna matter. You know what I mean? Like, you get a haircut, get a damn good haircut, pay cheap for it, but after 3 months, if you haven't told nothing to your barber, y'all haven't said a word to each other. It's kind of easier for you to move on. You know what I mean?
So it's crazy you say that, because I think one of my last clients earlier, he came in, he's like, just give me a 2 on the side and trim on top. And that's probably like barber's dream, easiest haircut ever. You know? I was like, hell yeah.
Do that, right?
And I was like, and he's like, yeah, I used to go to Chinatown and get my haircut for $6. I was like, well, what brought you here? He's like, well, my buddy Zach, you know, he always speaks really good about you. He's like, shit, I had to come see for myself. And, you know, that's where we get our customers from, you know? Like,
personalities,
yeah.
You know what I mean? People come in, they do it. I know how it's barber, they all shoot the shit. You know what I mean?
For somebody to shoot you a customer that's used to paying $6 and is willing to pay way more than that,
right.
You know, I mean, he must have talked about us really good. My customers don't just talk about me; they talk about the atmosphere. You know, like, hey man, go. You know, it's a really cool spot. You know,
It's very good.
That's exactly what I got.
Very good vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, the vibe is like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you know, if I had
Just makes it fun though.
If I had $50 million, the shop probably look a lot different, you know. But like I was telling you earlier, it's an eclectic collection of things that I've gathered. You know, it's real personal to me. From my dad's older, so a lot of this stuff reminds me of my dad, my grandma, Rockport. You know, a lot of this stuff. You know, we don't have seashells everywhere like she did, but you know, she had a lot of antiques hanging out everywhere. And you know,
We'll probably take some shots of the different things you have in here, but.
Oh, I thought you meant like Jägermeister. So.
So you want to make a quick run?
Yeah, no, man, a lot of it came from that, and I said I wasn't gonna bring it up, but man, a lot of it came from when I was divorced. My first divorce, not my first divorce, but my only divorce.
Questions now, but
Yeah, no, we split up, and it wasn't a bad breakup or nothing, man. She helped me a lot building this.
how long is the marriage?
We were married for a good time, and I don't know exact numbers, but we were married for a while. But when we split up, you know, I walked out with nothing. I wasn't forced to walk out with nothing. It was more by choice. She helped build a lot of Trendsetters. You know, she was here at the beginning, and I appreciate that. We have a kid together, and but when you start over, you split up with somebody, you start over. And starting over, I was like,
everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't have no furniture, no nothing. I didn't have a dime. I still don't got a dime, but I didn't have nothing. So I started picking up what I could furniture-wise. People would say, hey, my mom called me, I got this. Somebody say, hey man, I see this in the trash. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And that's a collection of what we got going on right now. And I just refurnished my personal apartment, and I threw everything in storage because I was like, I can't get rid of none of this stuff. What I could, I brought here. And a lot of that means a lot to me because it reminded me of when I didn't have nothing. It was like starting over all over again. Yeah. When I was 18 years old, I was dead broke, and I was cutting hair in my mom's garage. And I was 19, and within the 18-19 gap, I made $67,000 cutting in my mom's garage. And it wasn't a physical garage, it was a room no bigger than this, it was super small. And then that's when I was like, hey man, I might be onto something, $67,000 for an 18-year-old, that's a lot of scratch coming from $0, he's seen a lot of, me growing up, and that's why, I kind of try to tell TJ along a lot, just like these other guys, man. Jelly's been a good friend of mine. he's been with me for a long time since the beginning, and he's seen it all too. And we've all seen each other grow, and that's a pretty cool part about us. And y'all were asking earlier, what it takes to get on here, and I think that's a big part of it. If you don't get along with us, you won't get along with anybody if you don't get along with us. We're pretty laid back dudes, And we're not gonna just let anybody in, We tried that. The last guy was cool, but he wasn't cool enough. But he might have been too cool for us, He was one of those cool guys.
You're outshining us.
Man, no, not even man, I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard to outshine us. It's really hard to outshine us. Yeah, we don't drive. Yeah, we don't drive Maserati, but we're some cool cats, But
so I'm gonna ask this because you brought it up. When it comes to relationships, does a career make it hard, or is it personal?
Yes, no, it's hard. It's hard, man.
Because there's a lot of late nights, a lot of times where she might not understand why you're there so early, why you're there so late. She might just figure that you're out fucking around because the idea of being a barber is.
He got personal there.
It's very real. We're talking very real.
You got especially when they know you're able to move the way you want to move.
Yeah, it's a free job.
You can do what you want, but you're right, I can do what I want. But if I'm not doing what the fuck I want, I'm not here doing what the fuck I need to do in order to make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to trust. It's you can trust that I'm there doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's hard to trust an attractive man, though. He's very right, man. Them long hours, and then it's a weekend job. That weekend takes a lot away from family time. That's what I told you earlier.
Weddings, how many birthdays, how many anniversaries, how many just shit.
Holidays are the worst. We don't get Christmas Eve. There's no Christmas Eve to a barber. Christmas, there's
popping.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, day before Christmas, this place is packed from open to close, so you don't get to leave early and go hang out with our families. That's not a thing,
Pretty much.
You understand? Yeah. So vacation was a holiday. We don't know that, I took my first vacation a couple years ago in the first 21st years, of my career, and that was fun, and ever since you get a taste of vacation, you don't never want to go back,
But it can take a toll on just about everything, man. But at the end of the day, when you have your clientele rolling and you're able to start moving the way you want to, it pays off. You know what I mean? You get about good 5-6 solid years of just constant grind, and then whatever's left after that, as long as you can maintain and let your customers respect your time.
Set the foundation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They start understanding, you be able to start thinking more.
I always tell everybody, man, you get out of this industry what you put into it. There's no other way to explain it. And that's every hustle, no matter what. Just like this, podcast, it's not gonna go nowhere if you don't put nothing into it, And that same thing behind the chair, you could live your life behind the chair and be there every single day. But if you just come to work, stand behind that chair, and don't put no effort in, you're not getting no effort out. So if you put a lot of effort in, you're gonna get a whole lot out of it.
It pays off, though. It does pay off. It pays off because it just allows you and lets you appreciate what you have. There ain't no 401k for us. You know what I mean? There's no retirement plan. There's no insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Everything we got to do on our own. So
and that makes you work extra hard too.
Right. And you got family. You got miles to worry about. You know what I mean? You can't be sitting slacking. You know what I mean? You're the one that they lean on. And
that's why it's even harder for us to tell each other, hey, you go ahead and cut this hair. My kids ain't hungry,
My kids go to college.
Yeah, for sure. But we make sure we all eat, like you said earlier.
Everybody does, man. That's what I'm thankful for. No shop I've ever worked at. I mean, of course, you're in a pool of salt water with a whole bunch of sharks. Everybody's got the same agenda. Everybody's gonna eat. I mean, regardless you like it or not.
Everybody's hungry.
That's what Bad Boys was. You know what I'm saying? But
Bad Boys was tough.
Yeah, one thing I did get from them though, it was if they had somebody in the chair, they're able to get that next client, but you had nothing, they're gonna be like, hey man, you wanna get them? They're gonna ask you, hey man, you wanna get them? Go ahead. But they're just making sure you're comfortable enough. You know what I mean? You're making some money. Get that taste of that blood. You know what I mean? So that way you can keep going.
And y'all said that it sounds like a lot of other elite barbershops, people eventually branch out and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever done people that have branched off and done their own thing?
Yeah, I mean, and we still have potential. We're a young shop. We've only been here 8 years, and that's still young. It sounds like we've been here forever, but we've had other people that have. I always tell everybody, hey, if you want to, give me a shot first, let me partner up with you first before you just go and skedaddle, And I always tell people, does affect us directly. I don't say me, like I said us because, that is, it is the way the shop works. It's just like, paying tithes at church. Everybody thinks, passing that bucket, they don't need it, let me pass it to the right. It doesn't mean nothing, but, when you skip that week of rent or when you skip that month of rent or hey, I just up and quit, that's the light bill, that's the rent and, that's the AC or if anything breaks down, we have accounts for that. And, that all backs up, And, but I do like watching people grow. I love watching that, man. That means a lot to me.
Personal fulfillment for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, especially like if it's somebody and somebody that's close that is that close to you that we've been hanging out for so long. Like, man, you tell me you're gonna open your own shop. I don't care if you quit cutting hair and tell me you're gonna start a taco truck. Like, hey, man, we're gonna be there every week. Just let us know. Like, hey,
It's family.
And they're always willing either to partner up or
Have there been horror stories where, I guess, just bad chemistry or something popped off with coworkers? Or maybe like another previous location where y'all worked together.
I mean, here I think we shut that down from the hiring process.
Right.
Like as soon as we hire, we kind of know. Like, I mean, of course we have the people that slackers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think
Is that the worst?
I think the first thing I've seen was like somebody arguing on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing big.
Yeah, the barbershop's pretty close to that.
Yeah, man. Like you don't sit there and argue with people you meet with. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's there for the same agenda. And they start really have some like animosity towards each other.
But we are all grown men, and it does get frustrating seeing you here all day.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure.
No, I'm pretty nice to look at.
So I can't. We're good.
I'm pretty nice to look at, but if you guys see me every day,
And I just want to hit that. You heard her saying that. You got to change her voice.
But see,
Don't make it your nose. That's hilarious. Your voice can be annoying after a while. She's a mother.
What does that mean?
I don't know who she was talking to. I don't know. I just figured it was my
we do have our moments. We got each other's nerves, and that that's just like my
That's
kids.
love. Yeah.
I get on my kids' nerves all the time.
Shit. I'm a kid. I'm a kid. I live with my mom, so it's like that's like dude, no, like that's my agenda some of the days. I'm like, how can I piss her off today?
My kids piss me off. I mean, we piss each other off here, and I think that's what brings us closer more than anything.
It's all love.
It is.
So,
and I feel it, like just hearing the banter in here, like man, this is cool. Y'all are cool guys.
I mean, all of us are cool. Like, man, the other guys are really cool too. Like, everybody has their own personality, and our clientele reflects on their personality.
Right.
Like, his customers are nothing like my customers.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, a little bit, but for the most part, his customers are his style, my customers are my style. His customer to his style, his customer to his style. But you bring them all together in one shop. It's so crazy. It's such an eclectic environment.
Okay, you didn't provide any horror stories with coworkers, but what about horror stories with bad barbering?
I don't think we have too many of those. Like I said, we shut that down from the hiring process.
But has that happened? Like even as an 11-year-old?
Yeah. I mean,
I get nervous just thinking. My mom said my younger brother's hair.
I want to hear about the first haircut you ever gave.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because just like your dad said,
mine were always good.
Cut their own hair.
No, mine were always good.
If you fucked up your edge,
no, mine were always good.
Comment if you're a victim.
On myself, you gotta understand, I practiced for a year or two on myself before I ever cut anybody's hair. So,
what's the mechanics of that? Like, I mean, it's different from like this.
It's hard.
And I didn't have no guards or no fancy clippers, so it was just like one way and one way only. But we used to get ball fades back then. We were going to Hamilton, like everybody had a ball fade. So, and I was cool, like everybody got a ball fade, just wanted to break dance, do head spins, And there was nothing crazy about it, And that was pretty cool. I fucked up my hair all the time. And I remember one day I was in school and this girl's like, "What's wrong with your hair?" And I was like in 6th grade. I was like, "Fuck." this shit, you know? Like, I thought,
What did you
like,
say?
nothing. I called my mom to pick me up. And I just shaved my head. I took a little big razor and just shaved my head. And, you know, that's pretty cool. As a professional level, no, I really
Now
haven't.
you got too loud.
Yeah.
He's trying to play it off. Yeah, that was cool. And I'm like, no.
It wasn't at all. Fucking stupid as fuck, you know? Like, I was
can't imagine.
shit ever, you know?
I'm not.
Yeah, it was bad, you know? Yeah, it was bad. She picked me up twice in my life from school. It was once because I wore shorts in elementary, and they tried to spank me with a paddle, and she's like, I'm not letting them spank you. That's back when they used to spank you with a
Yeah, I
paddle.
remember that
I
shit.
told you I'm a little older, yeah.
I guess y'all older than me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my mom's like, nobody's
I
doing that
don't remember
shit.
that. I don't
No,
remember
my mama proved that shit.
My mom did it.
I was like,
No,
what the
yeah.
fuck are you doing?
Your mom gave you a dude.
Yeah.
She said, you need that shit.
Yeah, but as a more like on the professional side, like once we got licensed and started doing business and all that, no, I really haven't experienced too much, you know, bad experiences. I mean, of course, we had some joking moments, you know, some barbers did some designs with wrong spelling and stuff like that.
Oh, that was
But nothing crazy, you know, like nothing crazy, you know.
No regrets.
What do you mean? Oh, is it like that?
Just misspelled.
Okay, what's it? Give me a detail. Like, give me an example.
Okay, one time I seen this barber was doing a design, and it was supposed to put TNT, like dynamite.
Okay.
You know?
On the hair.
Yeah.
So like the network, TNT.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I walked to the restroom. He's cutting by the restroom. I look. I'm like, oh, that's like, oh, how sweet. Here, what's TNT for? You and your girlfriend or something? You know? I walk in the restroom. I come out, and he's cutting it off. I'm like, damn, what happened? I was just playing with you, bro. You didn't have to cut it off. He's like, nah, it's supposed to be like TNT, like dynamite. I was like, damn. I'm like, yeah, T, the symbol for N, and then T. You know what I mean? It looked clean as fuck. It looked clean as fuck. It was dope as shit. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, man, that's crazy. When he started cutting it off, I'm like, bro, why you cut it off? He's like, man, it's supposed to be TNT, like dynamite. I was like, ooh.
So it was a misinterpretation
Yeah.
of
I mean,
not T and T, but TNT.
Yeah.
Got it.
It was-
Ooh.
No, I mean, luckily for the client, he was getting a ball fade anyway, so it was easy to take out. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a waste of time for sure.
I couldn't do what y'all do, man. Because one little slip and you fucked it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes the clients that I've seen, I remember I was getting my haircut by him before I started cutting hair. And I want to say it was like around prom time, man. Like the shop was super packed. It was like a Friday, and one dude was getting his haircut, and he ended up sneezing while he was doing his edge up. I think it was Brandy. He had to have AJ help him out with the design. I was like, oh, fuck. But he put like a gash. I was like, fuck. Dude, he's sitting there. I'm like watching him, and the dude was kind of looking back. He's like, man, how the fuck are we fix this shit? But he got through it. He fixed it. You know what I mean? It was okay with the design, but he had to come off some more money because he had to put a design in his head. So,
I remember, personally, I remember getting a design one time. I was like, man, I never got a design before. I was like, yeah, slap a design on my head. I'm going out tonight. And man, that was the ugliest shit ever. And
Did you walk away from that saying, all right, dude, and like,
no, I had him shave it off, and I went back to the old school ball fade, and boom, then I met this girl, and we wound up dating for a long time, and I'm still mad about that because of that. But yeah, man, it was a horrible design, and those things happen, Just like people get like so weary when they say like, oh man, you cut me a little bit. I'm like, oh, dude, I cut your pimple off. Like, okay, like.
You're welcome, right?
Did you a favor.
You're right.
Or, it's just everyday work shit, like you go to your job and, you might dot the wrong I or something,
Talk about haircuts. Who cuts your hair?
We all cut each other's hair. Yeah. We keep it in the shop for the most part. I mean, we all know really good barbers. Like I said, being in the industry for so long, you know some really good barbers. And I hate when people say, I'll get on Facebook and they're like, anybody recommend a barber, can't find a good barber in Houston, my barber sucks, or, everybody's quick to talk down on somebody else, Just because I rubbed you wrong one time, don't ruin it for everybody else, man. There's a lot of good barbers in Houston, and I always tell everybody, hey, if it ain't me, let me know. I can call somebody that could get you in their area, because I know so many good barbers, and, all the way from, San Antonio to Dallas. If you need a haircut, let me know. I'll shoot you to a good barber. They don't have to be us at all.
It's impressive that it's a close-knit community because you don't find that many.
I mean, not all barbers are like that. A lot of barbers won't shoot us. Their customers.
But you have that network.
Sure.
You're able to say, hey, this guy or that guy.
That is crazy. My buddy Javi from Genesis Barbershop. He's over on 22nd and Shepherd, and we worked at Clipper Joint together. And he's been in the game for a long, long time. He's been in longer than me, and he always shoots his clients also. Like, I'll get random clients calls and I'm like, oh yeah, Genesis Barbershop sent us, and I'm like, it always startles me because I'm like, man, he's a good barber. He got some good staff. Like, why don't keep it in the building? But it's just that love thing,
Yeah.
And that's appreciated. And we try to shoot that to other people also. All right, TJ, thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, and that's always pretty important to me as a barber, or just in general. I think that's important. We all try to keep it in the, like I said, if it's not in the shop, and that's most important, keep it in the shop. From the jump. And I always tell customers, they're like, oh hey, I'm gonna let your buddy get me or whatever. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. Keep it in the shop. Long as the money's in the shop. But honestly, like, it doesn't even matter about the money anymore. Like, as long as the money is circulating, I don't care if you go to this bar, this bar, this bar. Just keep it circulating, And that's how you build each other up.
How do you deal with the pressure of keeping up with the culture? Like, I know I asked earlier about the styles, but as a barber, you not only provide a service. Like, when you think about, even in the old days, the service is like, shoe repair or anything, any small business. A barber is like almost a necessity for a working society. But as a barber, especially in Houston, you also are a big influence in the culture of the environment, of the neighborhood.
I think being in the Heights makes it a lot easier. Today I went and had lunch at Cantina Barber right up the road, and that place is pretty trendy. I love that place. We got good tacos.
I haven't been there yet. Cantina?
Yeah, it's Cantina Barber. I mean, I might be saying it wrong. I don't got too much of a Latin accent, but it's literally right across 45. Yeah, right across the border.
It used to be something else. It used to be a
KFC or something.
That's right. I actually, growing up, there was a barbershop right behind.
Yeah, they're still there. We get a lot of good clients. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it closed down, but
that's why they're there. Yeah, that place is pretty cool still. That was one of the places I actually applied there when I first got to barber college. But I was there earlier, and me and my daughter sat there and had lunch after I picked her up from school. And the guy's like, hey, how's the new shop going? And we just sat there and chatted for a while, me and one of the workers. And when they first opened, I rushed over there to go, support. And they came over here to support. We get the guys from the corner store that come support. We get, I go to Proper over on 19th Street to buy shoes. We go to Torches Tacos. We know a lot of business owners in the neighborhood, and Chiloso's is one of our favorites. So just being in the Heights, it's really easy to keep up with the culture.
That's true. That's true.
It's just so community oriented that you just gotta go down the streets and say hi to one person, and next thing you know what everything's going on.
Right.
And it is a lot easier with social media nowadays. That does make it a lot.
It is a small knit community. I tell you, after Harvey, I was living here in the neighborhood, and just going to the bus stop.
Yeah.
You got a lot of 5, 6 in the morning. I thought I was gonna be by myself because in my neighborhood growing up, I was the only one out there. So when I moved here, I was like, I need a safer environment, I guess. It was like 5 of us, all different backgrounds.
Now you got a bus
We had a
driver.
little achievement time. Like, so last night, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that was me walking my dog. It was an intruder.
Now you got the next door out to harass you, but
they have blogs. I even read that there was a blog about me. Like, because I would walk my dog. Yeah, exactly. So when they were talking about it in that the bus stop, I was like, headphones on. Okay, I don't know. But
it's not too hard.
Very small community.
Yeah, very. And then we go to a lot of the small hole in the wall bars. Yeah, we go to
They're
Midtown.
gonna be watching this and they're like, so it was her.
I'll take it.
Crazy dog lady.
You're right. The one in the Walmarts too. You're right about that.
Man, luckily, we cut a lot of our clientele. They work at the new hot spots. The 77 degrees. What is the other spot?
Beer garden.
Beer garden, and all the cool spots.
So you get the hipster.
We get
garden.
all that. Wild Oak Music Hall staff. We get all the gossip from everybody.
It is.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they actually got Blue Octobers from Houston, and they're doing a concert there this summer, and it's a barber and tattoo theme, so they got some barbers out there.
You can do it?
We don't know yet. We're trying to pedal with it, but it is July, so we don't want to be out there too hot, you know. So I mean, it is something we would love to do. I mean, I would personally love to do it just because Blue October, and you know, they're pretty good in my heart, and that would be awesome. But
as barbers, you gotta do events like that. You gotta put yourselves out there, or not yet?
and they don't call us trendsetters for a reason.
There you go.
We started all of that.
Really?
We did pop shops before there were pop shops, you know. You know, we
What's that?
State Line Design. We're good friends with Elise from State Line Design, and she was one of the first people that I know that the t-shirt design in Houston besides us. And there's a real local brand, and she's still really good at it.
Can people buy these shirts? Because like that looks like
Our shirts are pretty personal to us. We've grown over to 100 different designs. In our old shop, we used to have a clothing store in our old shop.
we have a hat.
We have a hat. One design for your shirts.
Yeah, our old shop was a clothing store. And we actually, so when we started, I don't want to throw any names out there. I'll burn some bridges. But so working next to Bad Boys, one of my close friends, he's actually still a really good friend of mine, entrepreneur, Eric Resendez, and he owns a couple of shops, and he actually used to buy out stores, and he bought a clothing store one day, and he said, "Hey man, I want you to help me run this." And I said, "All right, I will." And that's when Tits brand was really popular, and a couple other brands. I don't even remember what we used to carry, but
they came back. They came out with a wifey. Right?
Yeah. So I was doing all his inventory. I'll purchase everything, sell everything, and revamp the whole store, and that was pretty cool. So when I opened the shop, I seen how much profit was in t-shirts. And I said, "Man, we gotta sell t-shirts." But my whole goal was to do it locally. And we reached out to a bunch of local companies, a bunch. And, I would hate to shit on them right now, but I would love to, but I'm not going to. And
in what way? In what way was it bad?
I reached out to them and I said, "Hey, let me sell your clothing." They all said no. They all said no.
Wow.
And I was like, they were all like,
what's the liability when it comes to that?
they were just like clothing at a barbershop. It sounds stupid. And I was like, okay, And so I was like, man, I really was passionate about this. And so I did it myself. I designed all my clothing. And like I said, we're over 100 different designs. And all of our designs, we were making $30,000 a year selling clothes. And
I saw you had a hat on too.
Yeah.
So y'all had more than just shirts.
Yeah, I mean, we do it all. We did lighters. We still do it. We're not shy to do marketing. A big part of my entrepreneurship is making your name a brand. And I branded Trendsetters from the very beginning. And we make clothes that you can go out in, or you just wear and it says barbershop. And we did it for every holiday, and that's what made us popular. St. Patrick's Day was a big holiday, so we made St. Patrick's Day shirts. Cinco de Mayo was big, so we did Cinco de Mayo shirts. Everything that we could market, we did it. We have 1 million koozies. When we opened this shop, New Kids on the Block had just did a hit, so we made New Kids on the Block koozies because we were the new kids on this block,
Nice.
And that marketing's been really big for me. And so all those guys said no, and I was like, man, it kind of broke my heart. So I made all my own shirts, and we did that. Like I said, we made
Well, that's a
$30,000.
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, for sure.
If they would have said yes, you wouldn't have done
And
your own
then,
shit, man.
not even a couple years later, maybe about 6-7 months later, everybody's like, they all reached back out to me like, "Hey, can we sell our shit at your shop?" And I said, "No, I'm sorry."
Thank you. Next.
Well, we did carry a lot of good brands at our run. At one point we had Art Deco, and that's a pretty popular skateboard company. Yeah. And they had $70,000 worth of skateboards in our shop. We had to increase our insurance value because of their skateboards.
Wow.
And we had, like I said, State Line Design. She's a big name in Houston right now.
Is that something that's coming to this shop? Or?
She's a t-shirt. She's a t-shirt designer, and she creates t-shirts, all over, and they're all Texas-based t-shirts.
What's your handle, or what?
It's State Line Design.
State Line Design.
State Line
Okay.
Design. Yeah, and man, she's awesome. She was one of the first companies, and my buddy, he's pretty famous for doing the Be Someone sign. He was one of the first people that we carried his clothing, Be Someone clothing.
I met him at there was an open house. Yeah, Every picture of you was like that.
Oh, okay.
He's a really good friend of mine, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of guys that try to mimic it, but the original Be Someone, we still carry his stuff. We have his tumblers out there, Rare Clothing, from the Clutch City Clothing. They carry their clothes at Toyota Center, and we were one of the companies that first gave them a shot. Sean Davis, he's from Spring Branch. He has a store called In Customs right behind Helms Elementary. We carry their stuff, we carry everybody's stuff, and all these people, we gave them a shot just like the community gave us a shot.
Yeah.
And that was pretty big for us to do it local and local only, because I did have contracts with LRG. I had contracts with a bunch of different, Adidas and Nike, and I could have carried those over from my buddy's store to my store, but I didn't. I really wanted to stay local, and that was really important because, like I said,
is that hard for you to choose?
Hell no.
Just because, those are good brands.
Yeah, those are.
It's almost like a easy sell.
Yeah, but that's just like me saying, like, oh, should I go to Sports Clips or should I go to Trendsetters?
Good.
I'm gonna shoot to, and I hate to shit on Sports Clips. I got some good friends at Sports Clips.
Right.
I've been to all their events, and I love Sports Clips. It's not a bad company to work for or anything like that, but it's just a corporate level,
Right.
And I really wanted to support the locals, And a lot of these people were my friends, and they were peers. Even if they, I didn't know them personally, I reached out to them. Yeah. And that was really important because we were the same age group. We had the same ambitions. We wanted all the same thing. We wanted to make a mark. And I think, I personally helped a lot of those people, and they helped me a lot. Yeah. And that's where we get our name from. And man, it's so funny because now you see pop-up shops everywhere. You see barbershops selling clothes and stuff that didn't happen before. Right.
You said pop-up shops. I'm not familiar with that.
Pop-up shops is just like, you go see like these dog markets or, like you go to 19th Street and you see all these tents everywhere and, you see people.
So you set up shop there?
Yeah, we did that for, some events, yeah.
Okay.
We did that for some events, or not, we sold clothes. Like I said, we had, one point we had, 32 different brands we sold. So, we go out there and sell everybody's stuff. I Bank Texas was a big brand that we sold for a long time. And, she's a fashion designer, and she's really good now, And she was one of the first people that drew from I Bank Texas. She was one of the first people we dealt with. So, there was so many. I can't even name all the people we used to deal with.
That's great. Just because you've been doing it for so long, man, and you stay true to your convictions and morals and just your character, this is just amazing. Where do you see yourself going moving forward?
I don't know, man. For a long time, I said when I turn 30, I want to retire. I'm 32 now, so.
You don't look like the person that would want to retire. Like, you would, but then you want to get right back in it.
Man, I'm
just because you do so much, and in my head, I'm like, I would have been burned out already.
Oh, for sure. Despite all my faults, I'm a big Christian, man. I'm a Jesus boy. So, that backs me up a lot. I want to give up a lot, and I want to retire all the time. It's just not for me right now. So, whatever God has planned for me, so, I'm going to keep rocking to that. Next, hopefully, I would like to open a shop in San Antonio, Texas.
So you wanted the franchise?
Not necessarily. I'm going to do sole proprietorship still, but I would like to open other shops. I don't want to stay in the Heights my whole life. The Heights is a big goal of mine. It took me 6.5 years to open this.
So this was just a step.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a step. Everything's a step.
Would you still keep it and then?
Don't leave. TJ's our manager, and TJ pretty much, man, these guys run it or something. But if TJ wasn't here tomorrow, these guys could do their own job. Like,
I love San Antonio. Don't get me wrong. That hurt my heart.
I don't have to go to work.
It has a spot in my heart. Okay.
I don't have to call them or nothing. Like, I don't have to check up on them.
I call it my backyard.
These guys really run the shop. Like, I don't run it at all. Like when I say it's our shop, it is literally our shop. It's their shop more than it is mine. Right. Like, I really don't play no part in here besides paying the bills. I'm basically the face of the shop, and that's it. They run it way more than I do. I appreciate them more than I could show them, but I would like to open a shop in San Antonio. Everybody's like, how are you gonna do that and have this? And I'm like, same way I did this, I'm gonna wing it. I don't have a business plan. cheap.
Yeah.
Like I've been going out there for a couple months, you know, trying to find something, and man, everything's so cheap. I'm not gonna give all my
I went to
business away.
college over there.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a Missouri sister. She was living in Los Angeles. Family of five. They were living in a 2-bedroom thing for the same amount of the
Yeah,
mortgage.
cheap.
She came to San Antonio, Texas. They have a mansion,
And
dude.
San Antonio's not overpopulated like you
It's
said.
not. It's still growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's growing exponentially. It's crazy. But
It reminds me of this neighborhood a lot. You know, growing up, this was Monty Beach or, you know, that's
Yeah.
Brook Smith, Heights, or whatever it's called. And that's cool, but this reminds me a lot of San Antonio. Like, it's there, but it's not all the way there. But it's only, you know, a step away from the Heights. I go, you know, drive a block away from the Heights, you know?
right.
And that's how I feel about San Antonio. You know, a block away, we're in the money. So I think San Antonio would be a good move for us. I want to open one in Galveston, Texas. You know, my buddy owns DTO in Galveston. It's a nice daiquiri bar in Galveston. And yeah, y'all should definitely check it out, man. He's from the
DTO,
Heights.
he said?
DTO, Daiquiri Timeout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's his girlfriend owns Fat Cat Creamery in the Heights, and yeah. So man, like I said, I grew up in the Heights, so you know, we
Hey,
like
if
support each other.
you know anybody that would like to be featured in this,
Oh man, you don't even want to get that list going.
Let's go.
That's what Rick probably like. He's at a lot of people.
I'm ready. I want to work.
But yeah, so Brad over at DTO, man, he keeps trying to get me to open something in Galveston, and you know that's on our radar too. But man, long term goal is open something in Rockport, Texas. After Rockport got hit with Hurricane Harvey, you know that place pretty much disintegrated, and you know.
Where is Rockport?
It's about 35 minutes away from Corpus Christi, Texas. Yeah, they got hit the hardest over Hurricane Harvey, and my whole family's from over there, so it's deep in my heart. So longevity, I would like to open something over there. But honestly, longevity, I would like to do something that don't got nothing to do with cutting hair. I don't know what that is, but we'll figure that out next year, you know?
It'll come to you naturally.
Yeah,
There's 3 questions that we ask everybody that we interview. Just to, you know, first thing that comes to mind, I guess the first one is what's your go-to food? What's your if you had to get, you could get right now, what is it?
I don't know, man. I'm a big burger person.
Okay.
You know, if it ain't a burger, I like some carne asada. Did I say that right? Carne asada. Yeah. I don't speak Spanish, so I wish I did. You know,
Where's the burger from? From where?
oh man, there's so many good places, man. Being in the Heights, I don't do the new spots. You know, I'm more of a some burger place. Miller's is a good go-to. Stads is my jam. Stads over on Houston Avenue. Hubcap, bro, you cannot go wrong.
I've had that.
That is my jam. But the new spots are cool, you know. I like
water.
I like Cottonwood burgers. You know, there's a lot of good restaurants in the neighborhood. So, like I said, you can't go wrong with food in this neighborhood at all. County side, man, I like Andy's. You know, it ain't the nice place in the world, but you know, I like
It's a
Andy's.
good late night spot.
Late night spot, and
No, I'm saying Andy's is good.
yeah, for
Is
sure,
it?
yeah. Yeah, that place is my jam. And it's in the neighborhood. Even if you took an Uber there, you're gonna pay $3, you know? That's fun.
Second question is, what is your song of the moment that defines your life right now? It doesn't have to be a modern song, but what song?
I don't have one that necessarily defines my life.
Right now. Like, I'm not saying like in general. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, 5 years ago this was my song of my life. No.
Man, I'm a cheesy person. I listen to a lot of Christian music. You know, Reckless Love is probably my favorite song right now.
Okay. I know. Do you know who the artist is?
Corey Osborne, I believe it is.
Okay.
And that's probably one of my favorites right now. But I'm a huge Cody Johnson fan.
Okay.
Texas country music is really big in my scene. You know, I listen to a lot of Texas country music.
When it comes to country, I'm a Josh Turner.
Josh Turner is good, yeah. I like to karaoke Josh Turner.
There's a Christian song that he says, "Me and God." Yeah, that's my my hit right there. It's pop.
That's to do with the really deep portion.
Yeah. He does a
I thought he was like ultimate. No, when I first heard him on the radio, this is like over 10 years ago. I was like, oh, I envisioned an old guy.
Yeah, no.
And then I saw him, and he was very clean
Maybe
cut and young.
Maybe,
Yeah, dude, like, I'm like,
Josh Turner is good. He's really good. He has a good voice voice too. That's my karaoke song. Yeah, I like karaoke now.
We gotta go karaoke now.
I'm down, man. Wednesday night at Glitter got some good steak night. These guys go there all the time.
You don't gotta tell us, right?
You got it ready for it, just let us know.
Yeah, we actually did one of my.
Wait, today's Wednesday too.
Yeah,
What's up?
you got a good steak, man. But yeah, we threw one of my buddies, one of my workers. We threw one of his diaper parties there a couple weeks ago. But yeah, man, country music is really big. Texas country music is really big to me. There's a huge difference. A lot of people don't know that Texas country music is really big to me. Blue October is really good. I like Blue October.
And then last one is what was your choice to drink today?
Today, Lone Star, man. The reason why is our old shop, we had this big old we had this big old Texas shape at the shop.
It's a mural?
So I don't know if you noticed when you walked in where I cut hair, I don't have a mirror. I have a Texas flag here.
Right.
So my old shop, if you look at the picture in the front, I had a big old mural of Texas silhouette. Before that, I had a big old HTX. So at my old shop, every year I redecorate every year, no matter what. Every single year I redecorate, and it was a major change every year, just because I wanted to make the customers feel like, we're very active. We didn't let it slip. You go to some businesses and you're like, oh man, this place is cool. It's not dirty, or needs to be remodeled a little bit. So every year we remodel. And before that, we had a Texas shape, and it was all Lone Star cans. And it was really cool, man. We got a lot of publicity for it. A lot. Lone Star recognized us. And man, it took 74 beers to make that. But the fun part was, man, we came in one day. We used to have beer pong Thursdays in my old shop. It was a really big location, so every Thursday we come in and play beer pong. So one of my good friends, Mike, man, we call him Country
That's so cool.
We call him Country Mike. He's a good friend of mine. He's having a baby now, and he kind of moved to Liberty, Texas, so he broke my heart and moved away from me. But yeah, so we would have beer pong Thursdays. This is how I met Michael, and we were having beer pong Thursdays, and they're like, "Oh, we should make this Texas thing on the wall. You have nothing there." And I was like, "Yeah, we should." And we started buying Lone Star, and I was like, "Man, this beer is shitty. Like, I'm like, man, it's horrible. Like, why would y'all drink this?" But then I'm like, we didn't realize we had to drink 70, 40 something. And there wasn't that many of us.
Yeah.
So, and we were so drunk.
Challenge accepted.
All 75 one day?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I tell you, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
We were all there like gluing them to the wall. Like, and some of us had blow dryers, like trying to like melt the glue and stuff. Like, it was horrible.
That's badass.
Yeah, and
Horrible. What you mean? It was fun.
we were done, but that was maybe, I don't know, that was maybe 5-6 years ago. And, since then it built a lot of relationships, just because of that beer pong night. Me and Michael are really good friends now, and I introduced him to a lot of my new friends and old friends, and the connection we had all because of that one beer pong night. So that Lone Star meant a lot to me, and ever since then, I go to a lot of bars. We went to Shady Acres recently, and Shady Acres is a cool bar. I don't know if y'all been there. It's in the neighborhood, and it's right behind McIntyre's. And there was this older white man. He said he had a Lone Star jacket, and I said, "Hey man, that's a nice jacket." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Thank you." He's like, "You see me on my phone playing music on the jukebox?" And I was like, Bluetooth it or whatever. He said, "Oh, that's you playing all that country music?" I said, "Yes, sir." He's like, "So you listen to country?" He's like, "I never expected that." I get that all the time, right? Yeah. And I was like, "Yes, sir, but mostly Texas country." And he said, "Oh, like the Texas Tornadoes and Freddie Fender." And I looked over and I said, "That's the most racist Southern joke I've ever heard in my life." Texas Tornadoes are not country. It's like a Mexican band. Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But I got what he was saying, I got what he was saying, but but it all started from a Lone Star, comment, and it's all fun and games. I don't take nothing to offense at all,
What's part of your career? Like, it's part of your life.
Oh man, it's very hard to offend me. Very, very hard. Don't get me wrong, we all get mad sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. It's very hard to offend me though. Even recently, like, we started selling the Topo Chicos, and that's pretty funny, like, to me, like, because everybody thinks, like, oh, y'all Mexican sales, so Topo like, no, like, kind of goes with that sex in the shop, you know?
That's funny.
Like, if we just had a vending machine, it wouldn't look as cool, you know? Topo Chicos, that's the character, you
You
know?
need to find that old school vending machine.
Yeah, we had one. We had one at our old shop, and that was cool. It's just like too much maintenance on them. So this thing kind of runs itself. Coca-Cola like comes and checks it up, and that's pretty cool. Don't got to do too much work. All that's really cool. But it's always funny when you hear them, and I always get when people shoot me comments, I'm like, oh, well, I didn't like the old one. They're like, oh, well, who are you? And I was like, oh, I own the shop. And they're like, what? You own the shop? Little dirty Mexican boy? Like, I always get those comments. Not that necessarily common, but
that's funny. You feel that that's what they're doing.
well, no, people do. I mean, I don't know what I look like to the average person or the other side of the eye, but everybody always gives me oh, you're the owner. And like, they're really shocked when they hear it. But hey, just because I don't wear a tie every day, don't mean
It gives you more pride, though. That I can do with
I'm
this
just so used
without
to
a
it
tie.
now, I'm so used to it now. Like, you look at my Instagram posts, I shoot slugs every once in a while. I kind of backlash. Like I said, you see my station, it's an antique toolbox that I found in the trash. And I love it because it's a Sears Antique Craftsman toolbox.
Oh, nice.
I saw it. You were putting your shit in there. I mean,
So Sears and Craftsman are not a company anymore. They split up. So Sears Craftsman toolboxes are hard to find.
Yeah.
So when I found it, I was like so stoked about it. I was like, I gotta use this for work. So last year, for a full year, I went and cut hair at Tier. So Tier is it's a medical rehabilitation center.
okay.
So I was
Very
cutting.
nice.
No, it's in the medical center.
Okay.
But I was cutting this guy. He was bound to a wheelchair for the rest of his life, and I was cutting his hair. He couldn't move. This guy was paralyzed, not ex-marine, but a marine. And man, it was real sad. Every time I went over there, I was like, man, and I was going over there cutting this guy's hair, once a week, just for his family, because he didn't care. He couldn't see. He probably could see. I don't know. I hate to say that, but he couldn't move for sure. He was bound in this wheelchair, and I would go in there with my toolbox, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna fix something?" I'm like, "No, I'm here to cut hair." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to cut hair." And they're like, "Oh, I thought you were here to fix something because of the toolbox." But that dirty toolbox, I take pictures of it all the time, and I tell everybody,
It's part of your character.
yeah, well, six-figure desk looks different to everybody. That's my six-figure desk.
There you go.
And a lot of people look at that dirty toolbox and never would think, hey, he probably don't even make $10,000 with this damn thing. But it works. And that's what
You were able to make your craft with that, though.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that adds a lot of character to you.
Yeah.
And I also believe your shop represents you. Like, you walk around here, you have your antiques, and it's not only antiques for show.
Yeah,
So they're antiques. They're not even antiques. It's your home.
Yeah.
These are your values, your family valuables.
And they mean a lot to me, honestly. Like, even if I found them in the trash, I think they're all cool. And, everything here, I remember, putting that picture up. One of my customers gave me that picture. It's kind of cool because he's like, I'm moving out of my house and, I don't got nothing to do with this picture. And I was like, hell, we'll take it.
Right.
It didn't mean nothing to him. It don't mean nothing to us too much, but, the fact that he gave it to us was kind of cool,
Yeah.
This picture behind me, we bought
They're
it.
not cheap either.
Yeah. This picture, we bought it at one of the first Heights White Linen nights.
Okay.
And it was one of the very first ones. So,
He took his little Photoshop business to one of them.
Yeah.
The White Linen Night?
Yeah.
Right?
This picture was one of the very first Heights White Linen nights.
Oh, cool.
Like ever. And so that was pretty cool. We bought that there. And, just small stuff around the shop. Like, I remember, hanging up this and hanging up that. When I got the shop, me and my daughter came and painted it. So, all that stuff, means a lot. It doesn't mean a lot. Somebody just walks in.
Right.
But I remember every detail of doing every single thing. Yeah, for sure, And that pretty much seals it up with that, and it all makes sense. Jelly, one of my other barbers, man, has helped me do so much stuff to the shop. We did, everybody goes into a business thinking like, oh, they hired somebody to do this, they hired somebody to do that. Man, we did all that ourselves, And when other business owners come in, I always tell them, like, hey, if you need help doing that, let me know. I'll go help you. You know, we know a lot of business owners in the neighborhood, and I always tell them.
TJ is your longest running mate. What's the average how long they've been with you, running with you?
Actually, Jelly's been here a little longer than TJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jelly's been here a lot longer than TJ. I actually knew Jelly a little before TJ.
Yeah, man, when you were little though.
Yeah, me
Mind blown.
So did me and Jelly. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. So it really is a family.
Yeah, for sure. It's just Jelly's he's a little quieter. I wouldn't say not as people friendly, but he keeps to himself a little more. And TJ just went up. I was looking for. I wanted to branch out so bad. I was like, man, I can't be in the shop all the time anymore.
Right.
You know, I got to deal with my family, and I want to branch out.
He's more of a go-getter.
I just wanted somebody that was going to be here more. I was like, man, I need a manager. You know? So either hire external or hire in-house, you know?
And in-house is always
For sure. Because he already knew the business too, you know? And
They know you.
and we trusted each other. So, like, man, like I said earlier, like I could miss, you know, I'd go out of state and I go out of town all the time, and I never call these guys, never have to worry about anything. And I don't ever want to have to.
Right.
So if I open another shop, I want it to, you know, get the exact same vibe. Right. And that's why I try to, you know, open up something with the league. Like I said, my friend Galveston has, you know, a lead out there. And I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect, you know. I'm not going dry. Right. But we do piggyback off each other, you know. I got a lot of friends that own businesses in the neighborhood that I talk to all the time. I'm like, hey, well, let me know. I'll go over there. My buddy owns Blackwood CrossFit, you know, down the street on the airline. And I took him some drinks yesterday. I was like, here, you know, Pepsi gave me these drinks, you know, I'm gonna shoot them to you. And, you know, Cat's Coffee gives us coffee, so every time I get coffee, I shoot them to him. And that's how businesses work. We network with each other. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't, you know, be successful.
Just gonna wrap it up for today. Setting up already here at Trendsetters.
HTX with Eric.
HTX. So make sure to give him a like, follow him, and we'll see you in the next one.
Maybe you'll get Eric here.
Yeah.